Hey guys, what's up? This is Dave from ConMenRDW here, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Studio MDHR for making 1. Cuphead, and 2. The first Xbox One exclusive game this year to not get canceled. Hey! Alright. But all seriousness aside, this game is really awesome, and I just felt like I needed to make a video about it for those of you who haven't actually heard about Cuphead yet. I mean, I don't know how you could have missed talk about Cuphead. I mean, it's bringing back the rise of the 1930s cartoon style. It's bringing discussions about, like, difficulty in video games for people. Like, it's a really hot topic right now, and people are still downloading it right now. All I want to say is I'm really happy that this isn't a specific Xbox One system exclusive, but you can also download it on Steam and also on the Windows Store on your Windows 10 laptop. So that's what I did. And let me tell you, this game is... it's hard. No, before I go into the whole, oh, Cuphead is so hard, it's like a Dark Souls shooter type of game. It's not. Can we stop using Dark Souls as a way to compare the difficulty of a game? Like, I've been playing Cuphead, but I haven't gotten past World 2 yet because of a certain issue. But I'm getting ahead of myself right here. Let's back it up and start from the beginning. So the key feature of Cuphead is its art design, how it looks like an old school cartoon. And just like old school cartoons, there's not much plot when it comes to the source material. I mean, yeah, the game is called Don't Deal with the Devil, but you have to have some type of reasoning to why these two adorable cup dudes are now working for the devil. So basically what happens is Cuphead and Mugman are warned by their elder, don't go wandering into the forest, you'll get lost in there, ooh. And of course, just like any cartoon character back in the day, they're super curious, they wander into the forest. And then, I don't know what left and what right they took, but they ended up at the Devil's Casino? And then they proceed to gamble in the Devil's Casino. Why would you do that? So they're gambling in the Devil's Casino and they're on a roll. Like, they are killing it right now. I don't even know how they're doing it. I wish I had the type of luck in the casino. And of course, when you're doing well in a casino, you start getting a little sus. People start noticing you. And of course, who else do they get the attention of but the devil himself? So the devil comes up to Cuphead and Mugman and is like, hey, you guys are doing so good in my casino. I'll tell you what, you can have all the money in my casino if you beat me in a game. Oh, that sounds easy. That doesn't sound like a setup at all. Because why would you even think to bet against the devil in his own casino? Like, gambling and devil does not go good together at all. Like, what are you thinking? It's like going to a place called, like, I don't know, Trump Tower and getting a burger and thinking that's gonna go well. It's not.
Say what you want about Trump, but this burger is terrible.
Anyway, Cuphead, thinking it's all sweet, rolls against the devil, and of course they lose. And the devil's like, okay, so, souls please, hand them over, pay up. Pay the piper, my boys! And then Cuphead and Mugman are like, oh please, there has to be some way we can repay you without giving you our souls, the devil. And that is how Cuphead and Mugman become the soul repo men for the devil. And this game gets kicked off. Right, I know this makes no sense, but it's like based off a 1930s cartoon. Nothing made sense back then! I mean, for God's sakes, we have frogs turning into slot machines, flowers turning into machine guns, and blimps turning into moons! What else do you want? So one thing that draws people into Cuphead, again, is the way that they stick to this art style and the theme of this cartoon age throughout the whole game. I mean, just look at this world map. It looks like you're walking on a straight up painting right now. And the things that pop out and they're animated are the things that you actually have to interact with, so you're not walking around aimlessly. There's secret areas, alternate paths, stores to go to, NPCs to talk to. Like, there's a lot of life in each of these areas. And for the most part, the bosses are pretty well themed to each area also. Like, you're fighting a blue slime in the forest and all of a sudden he pops pills and then he gets a big arm and then he tries to punch you and then he dies and then his tombstone is fighting you. You know, forest type stuff. So in Cuphead there are 2 different types of levels, maybe 3 if you count the airplanes. First type of stage is a running gun, where you're basically running and you're gunning. You're running finger guns all day. If you were good at games like Mega Man, Contra, any other side-scroller shooters, Metal Slug from back in the day, you'll be fine. As for the rest of us, death comes. Yeah, these side-scroller levels are nothing to scoff at. They are not Mario easy. you have to focus when you play through these levels. Because one, you're distracted by how good the level looks, but then also you have to be dodging bullets and you have to be dodging enemies and making sure you're always shooting. Never stop shooting. Never stop shooting. And also you're looking out for collectibles like coins, which will buy you upgrades in the shops. You're also trying to parry things throughout the level so you can hit the limit so you can get a good grade at the end. And if you're really good, you won't take any hits. But we're just around here for getting through it. We're not around here for a good grade. Each stage does have its own checkpoints or areas because the game is old school difficult. If you die at any point of the level, regardless if it's the end or the middle, you have to start from the very beginning again. That's one thing I like about Cuphead. It doesn't actually give you checkpoints to where if you die you start from the middle of the level, but it gives you checkpoints after you die so you can see what section of the level you were at. It's a good way of teaching the players where they are and how to adapt as they're going through these levels. And then the part of Cuphead that basically has everybody's attention are the bosses. Every boss in Cuphead is amazing. No boss is the same. Every boss has different stages to them. So instead of having health bars, or instead of having a certain hit limit, like each boss has a different phase. The key to beating bosses in Cuphead is not only survival, but also memorization and patience. You have to memorize the phases of each boss, and also some phases have different ways of attacking you, so you have to learn how to adapt as the game goes on. So for example, there's a boss where you're fighting vegetables in a garden. The first phase is a potato that throws mounds of dirt at you, and sometimes it's a mound of dirt that becomes a worm, and you have to dodge that correctly. And then it becomes an onion, and the onion is crying, and there's things falling from the sky, and you have to dodge it and also shoot the onion. And the onion's in a different place on the map as the potato was. And then the last phase is a carrot that has hypnotic powers, and you have to dodge its beams and also dodge its regular bullets and you have to shoot up at it instead of sideways like you have been doing for the other parts of the boss. And I think that's honestly like the biggest part of Cuphead that has people talking, is all of these different forms of these bosses. Like the most exciting part to me is fighting a boss in its first phase, dying, and then seeing where I am in the boss fight, and I'm just like, that wasn't even its final form? If this is what it is now, what's gonna happen if I survive another like 30 seconds? So the boss fights in Cuphead really keep you on your toes. And that's also one reason why I have been trying to keep myself spoiler free for all of these boss battles. Like I've actively been avoiding Cuphead videos and reviews because I don't want to see what happens next. I am trying to keep everything a surprise. Ooh, how did I almost forget the music in Cuphead? You need to hear this music because it's like ragtime plus literal music you would just hear in an old school cartoon. It harkens back to that old time so well. Each level has its own theme song. Like the only level that has consistent music is the overworld and the stores. But other than that, every single boss has its own theme. Oh, and don't even get me started on Mr. King Dice's song. So yeah guys, that's basically me talking about Cuphead. Quality game. If you haven't picked it up for yourself, it's like $20 on Steam, $20 on the Windows Store on Windows 10, and also $20 on Xbox One. Not coming to PlayStation 4 or Switch anytime soon. I really hope it comes to Switch. But yeah, for sure, check it out. If you have not played it yet, for sure look into it. I mean, if you haven't thought about getting it after looking at all this gameplay, I don't know what to tell you. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this video on Cuphead from me on ConMenRDW. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like and also subscribe because I will be making some more videos along the lines of this quality for other games in the near future. So thank you so much for watching guys, and I will see you next time. Later.